Hello from this old flint. What's the matter? Hello from this old flintlock. Well, we're in the shop and we're moving this thing on down the road. Me and All Thumbs here. We got it going. We got it going our way.
I'm glad it's the weekend.
Yeah, it's the weekend. That's what they say. That's the battle cry, losers everywhere, right?
It's been a long week of brain tumors, sore throats, ingrown toenails, sick babies. But gotta be doing something.
Gotta be somewhere, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then there's sick people. Then there's really sick people. What she's describing, all things happen to her. Okay, now.
In 1 week.
Yeah, that's all her personal stuff. Then she has actually sick people. Now, what we're getting ready to do, if you remember, this is the very, very special barrel that Jenna and I rifled. Well, that I rifled and Jenna hung around while I did it. She kind of hung around and watched me.
This is a JW barrel, but it's a JNW, not a JG.
JNW, huh? So this is the 40 caliber. Now this is a 7/8 barrel, 7/8 octagon barrel. We got this from Mr. Rice. It was already plain, smooth, octagon.
Octagon, that's not.
Octagon.
Octagon. Octagon.
Octagon.
Octagon.
Octagon.
Octagon.
Whatever it is. Y'all understand what octagon is, right?
Now they do that. I say octagon.
Anyway. This thing's a nice barrel.
Dude, you smell like onions.
I had a big onion for supper. Now, quit. That's very rude, by the way. Very, very rude.
I didn't say it was bad.
Anytime.
I'm getting this downward draft.
No, anytime that you consider saying something rude to an elderly person, especially a handicapped elderly person.
You were not handicapped at all. Mentally does not count.
Don't do it. Think about it 1, 2, 3 before you do it. Okay? Don't ever say.
I probably still would have done it.
Nothing about their breath. I mean, then the next thing they do, they say something about your nose, and then something about something else they don't like, right? That's the way it is. Now listen, when they talk about that, we want to talk about this barrel because you could learn something. There's a teensy the chances that you could learn something here. Now, this is a 7/8 barrel, which means the flats are 7/8 apart. With a 40 caliber, that's a pretty darn heavy barrel. So there's a lot of meat between the bore and the top flat.
That's what I say about myself too.
There's a lot of meat on this thing too, yeah. This is one of them butterball turkeys. You seen, remember them good? That's a good turkey. That's what not really, huh? Not really, no.
Not as good as the turkey that we made out here that one day.
That's right. Now, what I want you to get though is, on a barrel, like a 13/16 maybe with the barrel, and they made a 13/16 with the caliber as large as 45, there's not much meat between the hole and the top of the flat. And I'm going to zoom in on that in a minute. So you got to be careful when you start cutting these dovetails. You don't want to cut your dovetail down in here so far that it causes a weak place in your barrel.
I learned that lesson.
What happens to weak place? Yeah, me and All Thumbs, she's over here sawing away, and now she's talking about.
But now we know.
I wish I was in home.
That's why we like things thick. We like things thick.
Yeah, this is foolproof. I don't know if you could do trouble, but I'm telling you, be careful about that. And when we're going to zoom in here in a minute, I'm going to show you what you do, particularly with the rear sight, because it's near the breech. And if you want, look where my finger is. See from the breech to the finger? This is 11 inches on this rifle because I'm old. And it takes an old eye a little bit more distance.
You've been saying your vision's blurry all day.
And my vision's blurry. I don't know what's wrong, but how can I win the world championship with a blurry sight? I can't. So first set your sight up here where you can see it, the rear sight. And you can always slide it up and down here till you get a real sharp picture.
You can do what?
Slide it up and down.
That's not what it sounded like.
Now listen, here we go now. We're going to zoom in on here and Jen's going to tell you a few things, okay? So get ready.
Alright, so we have the barrel marked here, and the big thick lines right here are where we're going to set the sight, and then we're going to cut on these dotted lines. You ever go bowling and they have those bumpers down? That's what these are for us kind of challenged folks when it comes to cutting, meaning JGW.
Yeah. We're going to cut those. We're going to start our saw cuts right where those dotted lines are.
I just said that.
Yeah. You didn't say it plain enough. Suit me. If you want to talk about scary, you look over and see a kid with a hacksaw on a barrel that you spend, yeah, right, that redeems you. That we've spent all day rifling, and she's over there sawing away like she's sawing a turkey leg off. She's going to saw a series of little notches there, and we're going to zoom in on them in a minute and show you how that's done. But you see how she's doing? She's just taking gentle saw cuts.
All right, take a look at these cuts. I could have been a surgeon. Forget family practice. Look at them babies. Those are good looking, aren't they?
No. No. Looks like you did it in a dark room with the pocket knife, but other than that...
Put your safe side down on the edge so you don't make your cut any wider. Whoop.
Jenny, you're shaking like a dog passing a peach pit, darling. I mean,
Gross.
what's the matter with you?
That's going to be our next t-shirt line.
What's that?
Shaking like a dog passing a peach pit.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you need to get rock steady like your old daddy.
Our chisel was getting dull, so we had to harden it. We dunked it in transmission fluid. Dad, I think that's what carcinogens smell like.
And I'm raising a burr up here, so the side will only have to sit halfway down in the groove. I'm going to raise up a little burr here, a little fence here, and a little fence here. I'm going to do it with this chisel. See, I put this chisel right here like that. You can see the little burr starting to be raised. Then I just tap it like that.
Are we a knife shop or a meth lab? Look at all this.
Meth lab.
Look
That's
at all
a...
this on the floor. Alright, we're ready to see if it'll tap in, but I have a feeling this is going to be a Cinderella situation. So if my luck is anything like usual, it's probably not going to fit.
Why are you using a brass drift there? So you don't mess up the slot. And you slowly take it across. Now, move your hand there, all thumbs, a minute. Move your hand away from me. See this little raise of metal that we've punched up with the chisel? See, it's already curled up. So we're making it so we don't have to make the notch that deep, you know, back here at the breech. So go ahead and drive it on in place. Moving it all the way along. See how she's moving it along? Don't hit it all in one spot. Move it all the way along. You can see that blank drifting right into place. Now be sure and have your barrel very close to the vise, because you can bend the barrel a little bit. You see she's coming right up the way, a little bit more, you know. You got to get it right in the center. Well, quit.
We
Now-
got it done.
Now look here. She's in there good. That's what you want. You want this thing in there. You don't want to be able to see daylight under it. You want it laying flat. This thing's going to be a tack driver here when we get done.